There we are. We're here.
We are live.
We are live. We are not whole yet, but we are hopefully moments away from Wendy showing up and getting this show on the road. I guess we're gonna do this Zoom style where we just kick it, but I don't have anything to click and share. So let the crowd come in. Let the millions and millions of TRWT fans show up, and hopefully Wendy will get here, and then we'll get this show on the road. Because shit, it's been a while. We didn't even have Brucey last time. I was here cracking broken skulls and playing Stone Cold's theme every time I cracked one open. God, that was fun. It's like, oh, here we go again. Oh, that was a good time. I guess I'll take a moment, since we're waiting on Wendy, to say that if you did watch last week's show, I wish we would have done an ROH pick form, because I swept the fucking card.
That shit.
I am the uncrowned Group ROH World Heavyweight Champion right now.
How'd you do in WrestleMania, though?
Not bad. Not good, but not bad.
Not as good as me.
I don't know. Wendy was supposed to be, Wendy was supposed to be the one that was, she did the form, and then I didn't get the results, and she hasn't mentioned or posted anything, so I guess she's still working it out. But I do want to I guess we could take time, too, and thank everybody for putting in a form, whether you did your buy-ins or your traditional stuff for group titles, and we will have the announcements coming up, hopefully in the coming days. I'm amazed it took us this long, but it's just been a rough week for the TRWT3. I'm not going to even joke. Oh, and speaking of 3, there is the other side of this death triangle. Right fucking there.
There she is. Found her.
Right there in that Sailor Moon hoodie that my wife is super jealous of. Okay. I'm glad it feels good to be whole again, by the way, guys. Like, I know you should be used to this, but we're not, because every time it's like either Bruce can't make it or Wendy can't make it, and I always have to make it.
There's always something.
I never get out of it.
No rest for the wicked, my man.
But this is good. We're happy to be whole. We're happy to be back. And hopefully, I can't tell, maybe we got a few people here already, maybe we don't. But either way, if you are here or if you are watching at home, please get comfy, kick back, relax, raise your glasses, park those asses, because the next episode of the Reunited Death Triangle and Top Rope Wrestling Talk starts right about now.
Seth is here.
Who's here?
Seth is here.
Yeah.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, Major D staying flabbergasted. Her ass about the size of an infant's casket.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 podcast in Stamford, Connecticut, Jacksonville, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, parts unknown, and the undead realm. Welcome to the PWI Lifetime Award winner, Achievement Award winner for worst Instagram handle ever. Welcome to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Ever. I am,
Sergeant Slaughter.
if you don't know by now, as Brucey's knocking over Sergeant Slaughter. Disrespectful. Unless, Iron Sheik might like that. Sorry. Derailed already. I am your producer, the soundboard by God extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of absolutely none, the lunatic fringe of podcasting, and your friendly neighborhood South Philly psycho, the one and only D.O.M. Can you feel it? It's about to get crazy up here. Swept the pick form that didn't exist. Uncrowned ROH champ. Let's fucking go!
And it's going to remain uncrowned.
21. And joining me, as always, well, almost always, is the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. She is the whole ass vibe. She is the ninth wonder of the podcasting world because we don't treat her like a woman. We damn sure don't treat her like a man.
Yes, we do.
She is everyone's favorite Latina heat herself, Grandma Wendy.
I'll be back.
Just as we're about to intro him, my goodness, he just
He
like
done left and I'm about to intro him. Like, how many times is he going to de-roll this intro? We've been doing this for 90 seconds.
I mean, I guess put it on pause.
How you pause a live stream? Like, hold up, y'all.
I mean, just like act like we're frozen. Just. Huh. I can't do it for too long. That's not going to work.
I beat you to it.
That's not.
I
gonna
lasted
work.
longer. I'm also the not flinch
I
champ.
I cannot. Plain and simple.
Oh my god! Yeah, I guess that's the thing that's gonna take some time now.
I guess so.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, it was good to be whole for that 90 seconds.
Like all of a couple of seconds, I guess. So
I need to bring the old song back. Brucey, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong. Except the part about people kicking out of the Falcon Arrow. Brucey, come back.
I mean, fair.
Even a fucking fool can see. Everyone kicks out of the goddamn Falcon Arrow.
We're gonna have to record that. That needs to be my ringtone.
Nobody
calls me, but
nobody calls me. I'll call you just so you can hear it.
Just to hear it.
Oh, I want to get like the music from the song and put it in the background, so like just cue it up. It's probably well beyond my jack of all trade level, but I'll try.
For now.
For now, I'm always learning. Goddamn, Brucey.
Oh man. I'm just realizing this Friday is Good Friday.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And then we got Easter Sunday and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get some eggs and stuff. I need to think about that. I had the kid on spring break and he was having issues and I was with him all day. Every
this is
day.
one of those times when working for a religious institution is great because offices are closed. So, Good Friday indeed.
Chris saying? You're asking because of what I just posted in group. Montez Ford bought Bianca Belair a pontoon boat for her birthday, and she flipped her shit. Has your significant other done something like that made you react in a similar way? Well, as you probably know by now, Chris, my birthday was last month, and my wife gave me the total green light to go get a new car. And at that point, I was like, really?
I have
Psycho Sled on my birthday. Great, now Wendy's leaving.
Oh my God, I'm still here.
Welcome to the TRWT1, folks.
The gift the husband gave me that made me flip my shit like that was a Valentine's Day gift. Boom. A whole ass title belt.
Oh.
It's the most romantic gift he's ever given me. It was the best. The best.
No, was that before or after you were named group champion that one time?
I think it was long before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if it matched up, that would have been.
That would have been great. No. It was before.
That's a good one too. But yeah, I mean, just recent history, like Kathy saying, "Yeah, it's your birthday. Go get a car." What?
Okay.
Really? Yay! No more piece of shit for me. Doo-da, doo-da.
So what's going on?
Oh, we were just killing time because I couldn't intro you while you weren't here.
Well,
and
I'm
Chris
here.
asked a question, so we figured we fill. But now that he's here, we can get back to the introduction.
Back to work, y'all.
So finally, I get to introduce the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. He is the biggest MJF mark you will ever meet, even though he's scarfless. Problem solved.
There it is.
Kidding.
Now that he's got it, he is the salt of the earth of the podcasting world. He is the one and only, the majestically bearded beauty himself, the high-class one, Bruce.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See,
What the hell's going on, y'all?
that's the longest intro in podcasting history. Other than that,
Yeah.
it feels so good to be back. It'd be a full triangle again. We were just falling apart.
Back in the
So-
New York mood.
There's a couple things that I want to get out of the way before we get into the 5 matches of doom from WrestleMania. I want to talk about this Nash and Kimberly situation.
Oh boy.
Like, this shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah, this got out of hand quick.
And I don't know, like, I go every freaking every Facebook page, Twitter, like everyone's saying like she's a liar and all of this stuff, and she's just trying to take his career from him. But the other side is she has her own fucking career to worry about. Why would someone lie about this that has a career of their own?
Very true. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing. Oh God, what do they call him now? Wesley. His wife came out and said she was served divorce papers like just prior to this tweet fest she went on, claiming all this. And the reason that she did all this was because she was upset about getting divorced.
I mean,
Now that I
anybody
could
would be
believe-
upset at spaghetti.
You know, I mean, anybody can say anything. He said, she said, rumors, sources, whatever. But obviously, these guys have been a tag team, if you know them, not just NXT, but all the way back through Impact. And they've been around each other for a while. Their wives know one another and everything else. So, I mean, this would be like the equivalent of the 80s if Hulk Hogan's wife said something about Miss Elizabeth. Like, believe that shit, because they are... So the only one I tend to believe is her. The rest of them, I feel, are just kind of like, you know, jumping on bandwagons and choosing sides and warring just to pretty much war. Like, it could have happened. It might not have. There's been so much back and forth, whether he's abusive or he's racist or he's or she's just mad because they're getting a divorce. It escalated quickly.
Yes, very quickly.
Good.
So, Grandma, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Whenever anything like this comes up, I'm inclined to remember. I can't remember who said it, but I try to keep in mind that there's her truth, his truth, and the actual truth.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual truth is.
I don't think the only two that do are those two.
Or those two. Yeah.
And even then, it's skewed by their own perspectives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how many times has one person beat another person and said, well, they had it coming? Did they, though? Did they?
Did they really?
And then the person
Did
who
they?
got beat was like, well, I didn't do anything. Okay, but so then what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not to believe her, but I will say part of me doesn't doubt that something happened. but I don't know what the full story is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the real truth.
Yeah.
There's that actual what really happened, and we don't really know. And sure, people may want to say, oh, it's because she's getting divorced that she's salty. Anytime a divorce happens, people always say, if it's between a man and a woman, people always say the woman's just angry she's getting divorced. She's just bitter. Even if she initiated it, she's just bitter. She's just mad.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you don't know her truth, you don't know his, and you don't know the real truth.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe her, but that's where I'm at. But
Yeah.
I don't really know. I can't really 100% say definitively I'm siding with Kimberly, you know.
And I think you guys would agree with me that probably the weakest, wackest take that's been out there is the one going around social media about, oh, well, how could she be abused when she's a professional wrestler and she takes a beating for a living?
Look at Mia Yim.
Mia Yim was abused.
Like,
By
for
another
many,
wrestler.
many years.
Exactly. How does that even make any sense? You understand
And
one
if
is
you look-
completely different.
If you look back historically at all the women wrestlers, and maybe not all of them, but at least the ones that have been in domestic abuse relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good chunk of it. But that's what I mean. How do you compare one to the other? Like, what you do for a job is okay. What you do for a job makes it okay for your husband to beat on you.
It's
What?
like, let me pull
That's
up.
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Boom, my Law and Order SVU quote of the week. It's like that one episode where there was like a stripper who was assaulted, and she was like, she told Stabler, I get it, because of what I do, I had it coming. And he was like, no, what you do doesn't define who you are and doesn't mean you deserve any kind of treatment that's disrespectful and inappropriate and just wrong.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Just because she's a wrestler doesn't mean she deserved it, doesn't mean, she could have fought her way out of it. No, because it's different. Wrestling is planned and prepared and thought out. A fist fight with a grown-ass man, that's a whole other fucking thing.
A whole other level. That's for me. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the wackest take on social media this week.
It really is.
Okay. Let's get on to something a little more top rope related, something a little more lighthearted to have some fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can someone please take Tony Khan's Twitter away from him like they did Trump? Please.
That man needs a social media team. I love him to bits, but he needs a social media team to handle his shit.
Tony.
How many? Oh, go ahead.
Tony, listen to me, bub. I don't care how many research shits that you've actually done and this. That's just shit you don't say on Twitter. That's come on, bro.
It's just shit you don't say, period.
Those conspiracy theories, you kind of like keep them to yourself. Like,
like Tony, I know you don't watch this show, but if you go back, I've done months and months and months of research that says that you should just let this shit happen, and sometimes you shouldn't hit fucking send. I've been saying it for almost a year now. Like, just stop with the big announcements. Stop with the feeding of the trolls. Stop all this shit, because I know you're a smart man. You've proved it. You don't need to be this guy at the same time. You just don't. You don't need that kind of attention. You don't. It makes you look dumber than you actually fucking are. And I don't know if you're trying to relate to wrestling fans or get a reaction or whatever, but please put the phone down, delete the Twitter app.
Are you siding with the conspirators and the bots that are against Tony Khan? I can't say that without laughing.
I was gonna break in and say, if she gets through this sentence without laughing,
I can't.
I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna pay whatever it takes to get her an official meet and greet with Wardlow 1-on-1 if she can get through the whole sentence.
I'm like, my man Tony, you need to stop. Like,
yeah.
It's like I get it, dude. You wanna let people know that like you're invested, and you're doing, and I get it. Just sometimes you don't need to do shit. Sometimes it's better doing nothing.
Yeah. Nothing. Less is more.
Less
is more.
Low key, we have been in these situations, and sometimes it is better to do nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that is true. Now since we got our laughs out about TK and his Twitter, what about this news about him booking not only ROH that we know, but now booking AAA as well, or at least the shows in America? He'll be
I'm kind of
booking.
excited to see what he does with that.
I am too.
Do you guys think he's biting off more than he can chew?
I hope not.
I mean, so far so good, because like if you go back to WrestleMania week, he basically booked and produced 3 shows in a matter of 4 or 5 days. You know, he started out with Dynamite and Rampage, then Supercard, and all 3 shows were very good. You know, even the ROH show, like I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more, but even the ROH show was like very, very accurate to what they're doing and how they do things with his touch on it, and I enjoyed the living shit out of it. So,
But it's a it's a team effort. It's not just Tony. Like
No,
he has-
absolutely.
you know what I
He
mean?
said-
Like he has the backing and the support of others, and he's not on his own. So I think he'll be fine. And I think he'll definitely have like a lot of guidance, especially with AAA, which is, I don't want to say it's niche,
Right.
but it is very particular, especially regarding its audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine.
Tony Khan tipsy at UFC 73. Hey, the man who spelled his
probably was.
name, the man who spelled his name during
Was
UFC
tipsy.
was tipsier than him.
Honestly,
Kahn.
Wrong con.
Kahan.
That's-
Wrong con.
Is that the Wrath of Khan? That's not Tony Khan.
I
I
get it.
mean, I don't know what the but you know, he deserved it after the long week he had going into as part of WrestleMania weekend and the televisions and then coming out of it. So he deserved to kick back and relax a little bit this weekend. So I don't blame him. I'm sure JR certainly looked happy next to him, like this motherfucker. Put the
This
beer
fucking
down.
ass.
You've had 2, Tony. You're
White
girl
Claw, put
wasted.
the White Claw
Back up.
down.
Here's a flag, you know. But yeah, I at this point it has yet to be too much. He has yet to have bitten off too much than he can chew, and he himself has even said when it comes to ROH or his television shows that, like, yeah, he's involved creatively, but he has a group. Like, he even took some of the ROH producers and backstage crew and used them to help work on Supercard. So I think he'll book and work on creative with the people at AAA. Like, he'll have final say in it. As far as, I guess, US matches, I don't know if it's just all or US or whatever. I get to. I just read he's taking over creative, and I was like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
It
With
also
that-
helps if you're building this, territory that we talked about, because if you have the kind of control that you need over multiple platforms, then you can create a storyline that covers those platforms.
Absolutely. You know,
And I fucking love Pepsi Phil. An independent study has confirmed that much of the staunch anti-Pepsi Phil community aren't real individuals. It's a staff of bots
It is.
who hate the player and not the game.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's why everyone hates those dad jokes too.
I don't know about everyone. I mean, I enjoy it, but I enjoy a good pun.
So now that we've done a little bit of talking about AEW and Tony Khan, let's talk about WrestleMania for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So I didn't
Just enough.
I didn't watch the show live because there was just a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to see or need to see. I know you guys watched it live. You said it was a heck of a show. You guys both enjoyed it, and what I saw, I did enjoy. I called them the 5 matches of doom from WrestleMania.
Appropriate.
And the first one that I want to talk about in the 5 matches of doom is Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch.
I like to think of it as Bianca's revengeance.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna get so much shit and hate for this, but I'm gonna say it.
How much shit and hate?
Oh, just wait.
So much.
So I was
Pepsi Phil's bots are gonna look like children.
I was highly excited for this match.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't grab me. Like it didn't pull me in like I thought it would. So I mean I fast forwarded here and there through the match, but what I did see, I thought it was one hell of a match, and I'm happy that Bianca Belair finally has the title back, and they did her right this year at WrestleMania, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought they've had better matches,
Okay.
in my
Okay.
opinion. That's just my opinion, but it was a good match. Obviously, it's one of the top 5 matches from WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
so
it was a good match. It was a very
we're
good match.
we're talking about that. That's why we're
I think we
talking
need to
about
start calling Bianca Belair Ms. WrestleMania.
Oh
Because
fuck
all
yeah.
she does is walk into WrestleMania, win titles, and beat horsewomen.
What? How many? What is this? Her second WrestleMania?
Yeah. I know it's only
Might
the
be-
second, but look what
It
she's
might,
done.
it
Those
might be a
two.
little soon, but I feel like at some point she would definitely like be good about it.
Oh, that's
Like she
interesting.
would definitely be Miss WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Logan Paul had Becky on his podcast the next day, and she makes it sound like the rivalry isn't over.
No, of course it's not
No.
over.
It's only
You
just
never
begun.
know. It's been an ongoing feud since like SummerSlam. So, and they obviously don't have a lot of people because they're not unifying titles. So,
No, they're getting ready to.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to unify the rest of them.
fingers crossed.
Oh shit. So Wendy, what were your thoughts and expectations and feelings on that Bianca Belair Becky Lynch match?
My expectations were that it was going to be damn good. I thought it was great. It definitely surpassed my expectations. And I had definitely hopes that it would redeem Bianca's 26-second squash at
Oh.
SummerSlam. And it
Oh.
definitely did. It overshadowed that in such a fantastic way. I was elated. I literally leapt out of my seat. And I'm using this correctly. I'm not using it as a hyperbole. I literally leapt out of my seat and was like hella excited. 1,000% sure my downstairs neighbors hate me for it, but whatever. It's WrestleMania. Get over it, fuckers. I don't give a shit.
Oh well, you live here. You should be used to me by now.
I enjoyed it. I definitely thought it was a great match. I saw what Meltzer gave it, and I was like, Meltzer eats shit.
Fuck Meltzer.
Exactly.
I don't even look for that stuff anymore. I won't even lie.
And I agree
Meltzer
with,
said,
I agree with Phil. It did start a little slow, and it did have like its awkward beginning. But
Mhm.
once they got into it, and once they hit their stride,
Yeah.
majestic.
It was like a
Majestic.
diesel. It was like a diesel engine kind of match. When it
Yes.
first started, it was a little rocky, but once it gets warmed up, you can go on forever. And that was that match. As soon as they got comfy and hit that sweet spot, it was just
Yep.
like, oh, this is
It was
gold.
delicious.
I gotta say, I probably wasn't as excited. My jump off the couch moment was last WrestleMania when she main evented with Sasha and she beat her for the title.
Oh,
That was
shit.
my I'm off the couch jumping up and down like a fucking moron. This one I was excited for, but it was just like it was more like, okay, you deserve this.
Oh,
At this
fuck.
point, you deserve like you weren't sure last WrestleMania if Bianca was ready to be like the woman, with a title.
Yeah.
So
But this
when
time
they
around,
actually gave her the chance, I was excited. This time
she
around, you
definitely
knew.
showed up and showed out this time around.
Yeah, this time around you knew, but you weren't sure if they were going to let her have it again because not only did Becky beat her at SummerSlam, Becky had beaten her 2 or 3 other times down the line. So it was like, man,
Yeah,
are we just going to keep going this way? And I'm glad they didn't. She totally deserved that win. I'm so glad she got the Raw Women's title. And I'm so glad Becky can stop talking about her undefeated streak, even though she sat at home for over a year.
You're undefeated because you didn't wrestle.
So Roman for 99% of 2021. So let's not go there with that.
Deep sigh. Deep sigh.
So match number
Redemption
2
indeed.
on the 5 matches of doom from WrestleMania. The one I wanted to talk about now, I'm going to save for the end because there's a whole fuck ton that goes with it. So we're going to talk about Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh,
This is something that I'm going to let Dom kick off the conversation with.
oh man, I gotta tell you, like I had said last week, this has got to go into a match. Like even if it's night 2, even if they're closing with Kevin Owens, like after he took a stunner, just crawling over to a mic in a ring and saying like, "I'll see you tomorrow, you son of a bitch." One way or another, I had to. And I had tempered expectations for the match because we all know Stone Cold is 57. He left his knees in like 2001. You know,
Like 95. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh my God.
you know, he left his neck and knees in the ring with Owen Hart. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But still, it was just it felt so right. I mean, Stone Cold said something about it. His debut match ever in wrestling was in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
So to finish his career in Dallas, Texas, in that war with Kevin Owens, and yeah, I know he could barely walk, and yeah, I know it took him a minute to start stomping a mud hole because he had trouble lifting his leg. I get it. Although I
He's
will
old.
say this: a 57-year-old Stone Cold is still better than a whatever-year-old Goldberg.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah, hands down.
Yes. My thing with this whole bit with Stone Cold coming back, I've said it before when we talked about Stone Cold and like how he just kind of just vanished, like never had a retirement segment, never did any of that on Raw. He just disappeared.
Yep.
He just disappeared, and we never saw him again until we saw his podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now we finally got closure to his career. He finally got the right closure to his
Here's the important
career.
part.
Yes.
That's the important
And
part.
that right there is what made that match so special for me.
Yeah.
Because I got to see one of my wrestling heroes in my teenage years actually finish his career how he wanted to, unlike Triple H got to, you know?
Exactly. Right. Like, honestly, I had already drank a 6-pack of Broken Skulls at night 1, and I almost ruined my couch because at the end of night 2, I did the double Broken Skull chug, and it just poured down the back of the couch. I was trying. But I was so fucking excited to see him beat Kevin Owens and do his thing, and the crowd's going crazy. I'm just like, oh yeah!
It definitely was thrilling to see him get that night. I agree with you, Bruce. Like that was definitely the closure the fans needed, and the closure he probably needed as well. And to go out with Kevin Owens and passing the torch on like that, fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And shout out to was that night 2 with Pam Blanco?
Yes.
That was
Yes,
night
yes,
2.
okay.
We're gonna talk
Put a
about
pin in
that.
that.
Put a pin in that.
We're getting there.
We're circling there.
Pam Blanco. Hope it's not a balloon.
We're on the way.
We're getting there. So the next match that we're going to talk about from WrestleMania is Edge versus AJ Styles. I must say this is probably one of 2 matches that had me gripped from the beginning. This new, they call him the Judge, Edge. No, that's not the Judge. No, that's the Undertaker Jr.
With the blue lights.
With the lights, the throne, the jacket.
I was having flashbacks to his the Brood days.
It's
when
a combination. It's a combination of the Brood and the Ministry because he was in both.
He was in the Ministry.
Both. Yeah.
It's like a combo. I like it.
I like it.
You know, there's been speculations of what we now know is going to be his jury. He's got Damian Priest, and he's supposed to get possibly get Tommaso Ciampa and hopefully Rhea Ripley in there.
That was one thing,
and that would be one hell of a faction.
That'd be great. That was one thing. The whole AJ's going for the phenomenal forearm, and Damian Priest walks out, and he just has like a nobody
He just-
reaction.
He
Like
just
nobody.
looks at him.
AJ Styles, what are you doing here, buddy? Don't you think
There
you've been
was-
around long enough to know you've got a Hall of Famer down in the middle of the ring? You don't turn around and look at the other guy. He ain't doing shit.
But the thing, there was no crowd reaction for Priest when he came out. Like, was there
None.
really any crowd reaction?
None
No.
whatsoever.
A little.
They were just like,
I didn't even know he was there.
I
until
was gonna
it
say,
was over.
I'm willing to bet that the crowd practically didn't even know he was there.
Wow.
Because he even took to the replay for me to even realize, like, oh, he was looking at Damian Priest. I don't know what I didn't know what he was doing at first, and then I realized Priest was there on the replay, and I was like, yeah, that was well below your level of expertise, AJ. Like you're a vet. You want to know better than if some guy's just standing there. You don't just for
I saw that. I
5
was like,
minutes.
what is this, amateur hour? Like,
Right.
you're better than that, AJ. What are you doing?
Oh, thank you, Maddie Daddy. I'm a big fan of you, bro.
I think that was one of my favorite matches out of the 5 that I watched. It was thoroughly intriguing. It was a very well played story between the two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the way it ended was kind of cheesy and hokey because like it's Damian
A little
Priest and
lackluster,
he like
yeah.
he looked at you, AJ.
Yeah.
He looked at you like
He didn't even do nothing. He
fuck.
just stood there
Well,
like, I've got a new outfit, AJ. Oh, it's nice. I like it. Anyway, here I go get speared.
right. So
It was an awesome spear, but the finish kind of took away from the match, which I had
Oh, yeah,
high expectations for going in. Wendy will tell you, I was sitting here like, this match right here.
Yeah.
I was the opposite. I mean, like, I thought it was going to be cool. I was like, this should be a good matchup because they're both amazing in the ring.
Mhm.
But having seen what he did with Randy Orton recently with Edge, my hopes were kind of like
Low.
controlled and contained. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to get hyped up and be like, ah,
But, I mean, not
but
one
I ended
was-
up enjoying it, and it was a good match.
No, I hear you. I mean, both nights. I mean, we had some dream matches in there between KO and Stone Cold, Edge and AJ. That sort of thing. It was like, okay, I'm here for this. I don't know about all this secondary crap like celebrities and things, but for this, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I just appreciate you showing up, Teddy. I understand. Brucey and I understand. We got kids.
I mean, I'm my own child, and I run amok sometimes, so I get it.
Wendy runs amok on the podcast, so
I totally get it.
So the next match that match number 4 in the 5 matches of doom from WrestleMania.
match number 4.
Wendy gets the dubious honor to kick this one off after I introduce the match that we are going to be talking about is Austin Theory versus Palm Blanco, Pat McAfee. Wendy, please spew all the gold and goodness out of your mouth that you want to spew about this match.
You do,
Fucking
Teddy.
Pan Blanco, man. Like, I love this man. He is a national treasure. He is like the golden child of commentators currently. He can do almost no wrong in my eyes. And against Austin Theory, I mean, if you saw his match against Adam Cole, you knew he was going to show up and show out. And that is definitely what he did. I love it when he does the leap to the top rope like it's
Oh my
nothing.
God,
Just like,
yeah.
The
I'm
box
just like
jump.
enthralled, amazed,
He's like,
Oh
take
my
that,
gosh.
Kofi Kingston.
fucking impressed. I'm like, that means the man could literally like jump up onto my shoulders. And I'd be like, we are now a superhuman. Like, he is amazing. He's amazing. He did a fucking fantastic job. And
That
then,
was
and then
beautiful.
And then to have Vince McMahon come out and him be like, you know what, you and me, we're doing this like balls to the wall. Like, bro, you literally just did a whole ass match and you still got extra energy. Like,
Take off my
I
coat.
admire it, and I think he's amazing. I think it was fantastic, that whole thing. And then to have Austin come out, even that was incredible. Like the whole I think he had one of the best WrestleMania nights out of everybody. Like, he had the most fun and he showed it, and it was amazing. I enjoyed the fuck out of Pan Blanco, man. Fuck yeah, Pan Blanco. He's my man. I love him.
Well,
I mean,
Well.
you You can talk about night 2 or Roman unified the titles or whatever. Night 2 was built around Pom Blanco.
Fuck yeah, it was.
It was fucking Pom
He
Blanco
fucking did it.
mania. He won a
was.
match. Then he had a
I
match
need that
with
on a
Vince.
t-shirt. I need that on a t-shirt. McAfee's face and just Pom Blanco mania.
Yeah. Then after the match, he had a match with Vince. Then Stone Cold shows up, does his thing, it stuns Vince. You know, Vince can't really take a stunner anymore, but he did it anyway.
Oh, that was horrible.
Vince never could.
Then he and Pom Blanco drink some beers. Then Pom Blanco catches a stunner, and then Stone Cold celebrating, and they cut the Pom Blanco on the floor
just out
with the
there
beer
like-
next to him, and he's just. That man stole
That's how
night
you know
2.
he had a good night. He was still in it. I loved it.
That man stole night 2. Yes, Austin Theory and Pat McAfee absolutely killed it.
Yes.
Absolutely, it was one of the better, if not the best, matches of the entire weekend.
Like I want more Pom Blanco in the ring. Like he's just great. He's great.
And
His
you're
match with
always
Adam
welcome.
Cole was amazing. His match with him was great. Love it.
Teddy, feel free to come back and run amok anytime.
So this match for me, I had two separate opinions on it. Austin Theory
Okay.
versus Pat McAfee was fucking mwah. It was
Oh, it was
freaking
phenomenal.
gold.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
amazing from
Phenomenal.
start to finish. I loved it. I did not need to see Vince McMahon go in there and beat up Pom Blanco. Like,
No.
no, that was
No, I definitely didn't need that. I appreciate it though that McAfee was like, "We're doing this. Like we're fun."
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
like no, let's go.
I mean, it would have been great if he beat McMahon.
They're just standing there eye to eye. They're both like back and forth. Like I have a tighter black tank top. No, I have a tighter black tank top.
See, they should have had Austin come down, stun McMahon, then stun Pom Blanco, and then put Pom Blanco on McMahon and got the 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god,
That
would've
would
been
have
so
made
better.
it
No, that was
even better.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say for Wendy's sake, I was hoping Pom Blanco won the second match and just got to like KO level, 2 WrestleMania wins in the same night.
That would have been fantastic, honestly.
But overall, that match was fucking. It was awesome.
It was
I
very cool.
thoroughly enjoyed it, and once again, I am impressed with Pat McAfee in a
Pat
wrestling
McAfee,
ring.
Pom Blanco, you're the man. I love you.
Pom-
I want
WrestleMania.
to see. You know what? Next WrestleMania, I want Bad Bunny versus Pom Blanco in the ring.
That would be damn good.
Next WrestleMania,
I would
that's
lose
what I
my
want.
mind. I would
That's
be
what I
there for
want.
that. I would be there for that. I would buy
Can we
my
have-
tickets for this and everything.
Can we have like Pom Blanco destroy Logan Paul? That might be even better.
He,
That would make my life.
he demanded a face turn.
He did, and I was like, "Eat shit! You're not even a face in real life. IRL, no one likes you, so no one's gonna like you no matter what. Like, eat shit. Go into the mountain. Go into the death forest in Japan and never come out.
So
The
So
views
now
and
that-
statements
now that-
made by Grandma
Never got enough
Wendy
voice.
are the exact views and statements that the Psycho would have made.
now that Logan Paul has
So
taken
sure
up
ring.
3 minutes of our show, can we move on to the fifth and final match of the 5 matches of Doom from WrestleMania?
See,
Sure,
por
why not?
favor.
So
Absolutely.
this final match is obviously been the most talked about, and that is the return of Cody Rhodes to WWE and his match versus Seth Rollins. Now, I'm going to catch hell for everything I say, and I'm going to probably be called an AEW sexual and get bashed and all of this shit.
Whatever.
I
The term makes me cringe.
I was not impressed with Cody's return. I was not impressed with his entrance. And maybe it's because I've seen that same entrance and that same match for 3 years straight in AEW.
Hmm.
I think his run is this whole thing, like, the match was amazing. I'm gonna talk about the match first. I'll talk about the other shit after.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that.
I've got a
first.
lot.
I-
I've got a lot to say about the other shit, but go ahead.
I enjoyed the match. I'm not saying it was horrible. I usually do enjoy Cody Rhodes matches, but I think Seth Rollins stole the match.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's how I feel. But I did like the match. And as far as Cody being there, I'll let you guys talk about the match first. Wendy, let's hear your thoughts on the match.
I was talking with my older brother about it. Shout out to El Bandito. And he was saying that it gave him like this really nostalgic old school feel.
Mhm.
I was like, I could see that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just a clean match. There was no bullshit. There was no shenanigans. There was no whatever. It was just a clean match between two good wrestlers. And that was the fuck it. In my opinion, Seth was fighting a little stiff. Like, he was really giving it to him. Like,
You're not wrong.
you're gonna eat shit today, my man. Like, you're eating my shit. Like,
All the shit you said
Like, if
about
I'm
me and my
losing, you're gonna
company.
take some stiff
You're
shots.
eating it.
Fuck that.
you're gonna eat it with some fucking ketchup, and you're gonna fucking like it. But overall, I actually enjoyed the match, and yeah, I have to agree. Seth Rollins definitely stole that whole match, and he really he made Cody look good upon his return.
Really.
Cody was a little botchy. He was a little botchy, I will say. And
A little
anybody
bit.
who was like, oh, ring rust after 6 months. How many other dudes have been out of the ring, or people? I'm gonna say people. How many other people have been out of the ring much longer and wrestled much better?
Austin.
So 6 months of ring rust, my ass. Okay.
Yeah.
My whole ass.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And that's my 2 cents.
All right, Dom, what do you got on the match? Let's talk about the match right now. Just the match, nothing else.
I'm trying to. It's just that I've seen this match, and it was his debut match at Double or Nothing all over again. Like, it was a great match. It was full of a lot of botches and a lot of things, but it had high intensity. The crowd was in it. It was a stiff match. I mean, obviously he didn't bleed this time, but outside of that, it was practically the same thing. It was a very good match. It was a little off, just like Double or Nothing with his brother, and it was it was a little one-sided towards Seth, just kind of like it was one-sided towards Dustin for a good portion of that match, but it was almost the exact same thing all the way through, and then he managed to claw his way back, get the victory. The weirdest thing, the crowd reaction, because we've gotten, for the better part of a year, this mix of cheers and boos for Cody at best. And then when that music hit and he came up, that crowd just went nuts. And I'm like, there was not.
They didn't go nuts until he came out of the floor. A true wrestling
That's what I was
fan,
talking about.
like
When
we
he
did.
came- when he
Like,
came
as
up,
soon as that first note hit, I was like, oh damn.
I was
That's
too.
what, I think the
but the
crowd,
crowd
was like sitting
wasn't.
there like, no,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
swerving.
They didn't know
They're-
who it was.
They're
No.
playing his music, but it's not going to be him. And then he came up from the floor, and the
Yes.
place lost
And
it.
that's
And
when it erupted.
I'm thinking like, all right, I guess maybe this is where Cody needs to be, because clearly he was not getting that reaction anymore on his way out to anything AEW.
If you're a true fucking megastar that you claim to be, when your music hits, and it's the same music you've had for the last 4 years,
Yep.
when we, the three of us here, there's only one royal family, we go freaking
There's
nuts.
more than one. There's more than one royal family.
Well, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's more than one.
I
Yes.
heard
more than one.
as soon as he said theirs, I was like, oh shit, y'all.
Oh wow, we're doing this.
Cody's back.
But
at
that's how you can
WrestleMania-
tell. That's how you can tell there are a lot of people who are stands. They watch a lot of WWE. They don't watch a lot of AEW because the music hit and it wasn't, oh, we're only smoking. So they didn't know. And then he came up and they saw him
And that's
and
when
they
they
lost
lost
their
their
shit.
Yep.
That's how you can tell that there is a good portion of wrestling fans who only watch WWE, because as soon as they saw him, they knew who it was. But until then, now if you watch AEW and you hear that music,
You know.
Oh yeah.
they didn't. He's coming up. He's got the Homelander get up on, and he's got the neck tattoo that even he mentioned on the bump and said his father would be ashamed, and he's right. But these people did not, because clearly they
It
don't
looked
really
like he
watch
had it
the other.
touched up for WrestleMania.
I think he might have. He might have had it colored or darkened or something. It just looked
Yeah,
different.
it was a little touch up.
So
They put some face paint on top of it.
and here's the other thing with the whole it seems like it seems to me in this situation, and this is going off of crowd reaction and raw reaction and stuff like that. WrestleMania came, no one knew who it was, even when his music hit. And a true wrestling fan that loves all of wrestling, like WWE fans say they are, would know once it said that who it exactly was. You know, and the other thing is it me or is it the only time he's over with the fans is when he uses Dusty?
Mm.
Oh yeah.
No, I was going to get into that a little bit.
Like,
That's why I was trying to
seriously.
focus on the match because I have so many comparisons. It's
No,
ridiculous.
we're
There is a
good now to
pattern.
roll on down the line.
There
You
is
know,
a pattern in the American Nightmare, clearly. Go back to that debut.
and it seems like the only time he's a true to blue babyface is when he's in a storyline about his father and him.
Yes.
Mhm. Or about
Once
his family.
you can see it in AEW. Once he stopped using Dusty or mentioning Dusty in his promos or anything like that, that's when the fans started turning on him. That's when the
Yeah.
fans wanted him to turn heel. That's when they
Yeah.
wanted to see the Cody Rhodes that was in the Elite / Bullet Club. The
Well, first
Cody
of all-
they fell in love with on the Indies.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, as soon as he got his name back, because we remember he was fighting for the name Rhodes to begin with the company he's now with. As soon as he got his name back, he stopped all the talk about his family, talk about his father, all that other shit, and he just went to being Cody. It was like he never got the name back. Like, oh, I'll just be Cody. Well, why'd you fight for the fucking name? But and even at the point of the match where he gave Seth Rollins the flip, flop, and fly and the bionic elbow, I was like, got me on that. But look at the debut at Double or Nothing. Look at the match. Look at the promo after. The promo after is him talking to his brother and using a promo that Dusty made to Dustin and making it his own. The I need my older brother with the tears in his eyes. Then he comes out on Raw after having the same style of match and cuts a promo about his father with the teary voice and everything, just like Double or Nothing.
Watering up a little bit.
Yeah, there is a pattern in the American Nightmare. And if you didn't watch Double or Nothing or remember it, you don't know that. Go back and Google that match and watch
like
it, and then watch Seth versus Cody.
It's like he definitely abides by the if it ain't broke, why fix it? But it's like, okay, so maybe it's not broke, but it is old. Like
I'm debuting. This is how I'm going to debut. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. It was a good match. He had me at times. Even the promo he cut on Raw about his father and showing the picture of him with the old WWF title, like that got me. But it's still a pattern.
It's the same song and dance. It didn't get me.
He did the exact same thing at Double or Nothing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it at WrestleMania. And the reason why is most of the people in that crowd
have never seen it.
Never saw it. Exactly.
And like my thing is you would think with Vince bringing in Cody, he would be hoping that he's bringing AEW viewers to WWE, AEW fans of Cody to watch WWE. That's part of it for Vince, not just getting Cody back and having him on the roster. But if he's going to repeat and do the same entrance and follow the same pattern and storyline and character that he was in AEW, those fans ain't going to stick around because they turned on him in AEW.
You already saw what happened once. So it's just going to happen again. Like maybe this is in WWE since this is him coming in after a long break, obviously. Now it's I've got to be on the way up. I'm not going to do this mid-card thing anymore. It's the only way that it makes any sense.
It's like, well, real quick, Ivan, te quiero. It's like being in a relationship and like having a set way of doing things and then being broken up with and then getting into a new relationship and doing the exact same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not going to work out very well. And then you crash and burn and you're like, but why didn't this relationship work? It's with a different person. It should have worked. It's like, well, you did the exact same thing.
I mean,
again and again and again.
He said it in some interviews, like it was just time to move on. And I guess when you see the reaction of a WWE crowd as compared to the reactions from an AEW crowd, maybe it was. He
I
says
think
he
his
has
reactions
creative
were
control.
louder in AEW.
Well, yeah, but there were a lot of boos
Honestly.
in there. You know,
Even
there
when
were a
he was
lot of "we're
babyface and
tired of
everyone
this
loved
shit."
him.
You know,
To
there
be
were a
fair,
lot of
though,
people that were just like,
to be
"We're
fair, though,
tired of this shit."
currently-
Where WWE fans seem to just be eating it up, and it's like, okay, maybe it was time. You know, he says he has
to-
creative control. That was his promo on Raw. It wasn't scripted, so maybe he's in the right spot. I don't know. It
To be
seems
fair,
that way.
though, currently any AEW reaction is a little louder than the WWE reaction.
Well, yeah, you're not.
I mean, it could be good, bad, or ugly. It's gonna be a little louder.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be a
know
little
if it's I don't know if it's because like the arenas they go to are smaller, so then the crowd is more condensed, so it
Yeah.
feels louder, or what. But that's what it feels like to me. So I mean, whether it's boos or cheers, it was a little louder over at AEW.
I'm with you. No, I totally agree. It's just weird to
So-
see like watch this stuff unfold last week, and I'm thinking, I have seen this before.
Yeah.
And if this is what you wanted to do, like you know where this is going to go, unless you're changing the trajectory of where you're trying to go. Because
Mhm.
even when he cut that promo on Raw and he talked about the title and he put the picture of Dusty up and all that, Roman Reigns was on that show. Cody did not even come close to confronting him.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you want the title so you can, so you can bring it to Dusty's grave. Well, shouldn't you be talking to the guy with both belts? No,
Don't talk to me,
okay.
the audience. Don't talk to me. I don't give a shit. You do what you want. You can take some
Right.
large fries
It's
to your
like-
daddy. I don't give a fuck.
It's like, let's say
But-
Bruce ain't here, and I'm talking to Wendy. I'm like, I'm so fucking mad at Bruce. Fuck that guy. That guy's a piece of shit. And then he shows up, and I'm just like,
Okay, if you don't
That's
know, you
Cody.
don't care.
like, what the fuck? You were backstage with him. You saw him going down the ramp. I know you heard that music. They played it for 12 minutes with his long ass intro. You just sat there at the top of the show talking about how you've got to get this title for your father, and you do nothing.
My man, you can take your daddy a 2-piece and a biscuit. Roman Reigns don't care until you talk to him. Until
Roman
you
Reigns don't know
acknowledge
you're
him.
there. Okay.
Until you acknowledge him, then he'll be
Roman
like,
Reigns,
"Oh,
Roman
we can
Reigns is gonna
talk."
be like, "Oh wait, I remember you. Didn't I beat your whole family when I was in the Shield?"
Okay,
Oh, y'all.
we've said that name 5 times too many tonight. So we're gonna move on to another amazing show from last weekend, and that is ROH's Super Card of Honor. What an amazing show!
And I swept the whole fucking card.
from top to bottom, but we're gonna hit some bright
Top to bottom,
spots.
left to right, in all directions, my man.
It
Oh.
was can 80 before we go, Tony Khan needs to get a big old fat contract out, and he needs to sign Josh Woods right now.
Yes.
Right now.
That dude is amazing.
And that's an understatement.
Put him in Blackpool Combat Club.
Right. Blackpool Combat
That's
Cup.
like strapping a rocket on the kid and sending him
Team
off. man.
Taz, he'd be amazing. You know, like he has. The thing about Josh Woods, he has been so good for so long, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of people that know because not a lot of people watched Ring of Honor before it went bye-bye and Tony bought it.
Before now.
You know, and just going back to watch that pure title match with
Wheeler Yuta. We're gonna get into him later.
I'm just gonna put it out there right
Post
now
the
with
show.
Psychos. With fuck Chris Jericho, Psycho's Pro Wrestler of the Week is Wheeler Yuta, and it all started right here. Go watch that fucking match; it is glorious. Even
Fucking
Josh
amazing,
Woods
man.
put on a goddamn show. If people had never seen him and they tuned in, they want you are in awe of this dude.
That was my first Josh Woods match, and I was beyond
same.
impressed.
I was like, holy
Thank you.
shit balls.
I'd actually seen a couple of his pure title defenses, and I was like, this dude, holy shit. What's happening, Kofi? Dirty heels. but Jesus, that man is so thoroughly impressive. He's young, he's big, he's so technical and talented, and at the same time, he could probably rip your face off.
Yeah.
Like, he's got it all. I don't know if he can cut a good promo. He's still working on that, but everything else he's got. He's like a 4 out of 5 tool player.
Yeah, it really is.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
So
It really was.
That
Was stupendous. I don't know about WrestleMania, but that match and Wheeler Yuta this week, stupendous.
We'll get there, Ivan. Relax.
We're getting there. No, I'm jumping the gun because it's Wheeler fucking Yuta. Okay.
No, I mean, we started talking about this. I forgot how much I love a pure rules match.
Yes.
This is my first time seeing a pure rules match, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like,
you only get
if
three
you
rope
love,
breaks.
if you love old school wrestling and you've never seen a pure rules, watch it because it gave me that like old school vibe, and I loved it.
Anti-FTR, no fist.
Yeah, no, none.
Yeah.
But it's cool though. It's so cool to see like the back and forth mat wrestling, you know, like transitions and shit. 3 rope breaks is cool. Like I love all of it. I know Brucey talked about the pure title for the longest time. To actually be able to see a match again, I forgot how much I missed it.
Yes. And it's so close to Daniel Bryan now.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's you to shut your mouth.
No, I know. So moving on, since we all agree how crazy stupendous that match was, and we're gonna put a pin in Wheeler Yuta till the end of the show. Let's talk about how impressive Willow Nightingale was against Mercedes Martinez, and how pissed off I am that Red Velvet beat her on fucking Wednesday night or Friday night.
No, I'm right there.
Having seen her regionally around here, and having seen her teamed up with my friend Eric, who wrestles under Erica Lee. Let me tell you, I am hella salty about Red Velvet, but watching her against Mercedes Martinez, that match with Mercedes Martinez, that's what I've seen her do. And I know she can roll. I know the bitch can go.
No, she took Mercedes to the limit.
Fucking amazing. And that her Mercedes, that match was amazing.
She took Mercedes to the limit.
Gold.
There were actually points where I thought, "Oh my god, she's going to beat this woman," and I could not pick against Mercedes because I was afraid she was going to hurt me. But I thought I was
afraid she was going to kick down my door and be like, "Bitch!"
Exactly. And oh my god, that match was beautiful. And then when she had the match on Rampage with Red Velvet, I was like, "You need to crush this bitch." And she loses. I'm not. It was a great match. It was close, but she loses.
Wait, why did they give it to Red Velvet though?
Man,
she's boring.
I guess because I'm guessing maybe Red Velvet is signed and Willow Nightingale is not.
Doesn't matter.
The only reason I can come up with.
Oh my god, makes me so mad.
It still makes me mad. I'm not saying I'm with you, Grandma. I'm trying to come up with some logical explanation. I'm trying to get out my feels and be a little Vulcan. And logically, she's signed. Maybe Willow isn't, so you put her over. But God damn it, it made me angry because I am not Vulcan.
Red Velvet is more boring than vanilla cake because at least vanilla cake you can put sprinkles on it.
Yeah,
Red Velvet is AEW's equivalent to WWE's Liv Morgan.
Pretty much.
I'm more excited.
I even enjoy Liv Morgan more than Red Velvet. Like Red Velvet should never leave her mama's kitchen. Flat out.
She should have never
come to the show.
She should never be where she's at. But anyways, we're digressing from the amazing show that was Supercard.
Thank you, Kofi.
I don't hate a bitch.
Willow on the other hand,
I don't enjoy a bitch.
Anybody that signs Willow.
Supercard.
Anybody that signs Willow, look out. That woman is amazing.
Supercard.
So the next match that I want to talk about is the brutal television championship match with Minoru Suzuki winning his first major American title. Yes! Thank you, Tony Khan.
Bro.
Oh my god.
That shit impressed me.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, Ivan was saying, I love Red Titus and Minoru Suzuki. So did I. Red Titus, don't get me wrong. Guy's an ROH vet.
He's a goofy looking motherfucker, but he's
definitely. Yeah, a lot of people from Long Beach Island are goofy looking. I used to summer there.
Whoa.
I've been there plenty of times.
Long Beach out of this. The greatest wrestler in the world's from there.
That's true. But so is Red Titus. I rest my case. But that match was so. Of course, it's Suzuki, so of course he's gonna be stiff. But that match was back and forth. It was beautiful. It was brutal. And when all is said and done, history is made. Minoru Suzuki wins his first title in the United States. Oh,
that was incredible.
And don't even get me started on where he's defending it next and against who, because I want to so bad.
Oh my god, that is gonna
I'm ready to fucking explode.
that's gonna be the whole. It's a, when I saw that match is coming up, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It's
you know
not
the
even
old
my birthday
cartoon.
yet.
You know the old like Looney Tunes cartoon reaction where your eyes go like, that was me.
No, but that Minoru Suzuki Rhett Titus match at Supercard was honestly fucking legit, and it was a great ass match, dude. Like they really put it out there.
They really did. I mean, it wasn't a very long match, but it was a strong
No,
match.
no, it was brief, but it was good.
It was good.
Yeah,
Now,
I felt like it was just the right length.
there's one more thing that happened at Supercard of Honor that I want to talk about before we get on to the two matches that completely stole the fucking show on Supercard of Honor.
Go ahead.
And that is the return of the Machine, Brian Cage.
I was just thinking about that.
I am so glad that Tony there was an interview with Brian Cage and he said, Tony said, I have something in store for you. Please trust me. It looks like Brian Cage is going to wreak havoc on ROH with Tully Blanchard and I can't remember who the other two guys that were with him.
Oh God. Oh, I know him and I can't remember now. Damn it. But Tully Blanchard Enterprises, man.
Yes.
That shit looks fierce. I hope they bring that to AEW too, because it's worthy. Like Tully says, oh, we're gonna get I'm gonna get FTR for firing my ass. Come on.
Yeah.
Or, oh, we're gonna get payback on Team Taz. Come with me.
Yeah.
Like even that would be cool, but oh my God. Yeah, like when they said Ninja Mac was gonna be on the card. I had heard of this guy. I had seen him here and there. Like people that watch GCW a lot more than me were like, "Oh, you got to check this guy out." So I was like, "Okay, I'll bite." And you know, he came out and he's like, kind of small, kind of cool. I was like, "Okay, who's he fighting?"
Oh,
and then Brian Cage walks out, and I'm like, "Oh, you're dead."
The other guys with Blanchard are Toa Leona and Khan under the tag team name Gates of Agony.
Yes, Gates of Agony. Yes, GOA. That's what I was thinking. I knew it wasn't GOD, and I was trying to remember what the last one was. Oh my God, but those guys, as soon as Cage walked out, I was like, well, nice meeting you, Ninja Mac. You're dead.
It was good knowing you, man.
I mean, even Tully with you, you're double dead.
So dead.
I was pretty excited. I was happy. I hope this does work out for Cage and he can mend fences with AEW and Tony since his debut in those first few months. Hopefully he can get a title around his waist. Even if it's like the ROH TV title or even the ROH World title.
Could you imagine him versus Gresham?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into Gresham's match, there was some talks of why Deonna Purrazzo wasn't on Supercard. Why wasn't it Mercedes Martinez versus her? And from what I've read, it came down to Impact not wanting her on that show. Yeah. They basically don't want their main superstar or wrestler to lose.
Yeah,
they didn't want her at the show. And everyone's saying that Gresham is signed with Impact, but if Gresham was at ROH, he's not signed with Impact because they wouldn't have let him go, just like they didn't let Deonna Purrazzo go.
I think the biggest reason that Purrazzo didn't show up was she was booked on the same night for the multiverse of matches.
Yeah,
she had the open
challenge. That was recorded. That was pre-recorded.
I think it was pre-recorded that day because they were in town for WrestleMania weekend.
But anyways, I think
it was more of that. Like, we can't get her here, so we'll crown an interim champ because they're talking about having unification match somewhere down the line.
So, Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito was fucking amazing. Wendy, I know Gresham's not your favorite wrestler in the world.
No,
but that match was fucking awesome.
I'll give him that. That was a damn good match. I mean, I will acknowledge this. Gresham in the ring, fucking brilliant. The submissions are incredible. He knows what he's doing. He can put on a clinic. I just don't find him exciting.
No.
Okay.
That's all it
But-
is. And I saw him a few times at Nova Pro, and one time I literally fell asleep.
Well, I think he needed like more exciting competition to really bring out that level, because Bandito is definitely more exciting a level.
Oh
of
yeah, he
competition
definitely
than some
brought
of the
out that
guys he's been in the
excitement
ring
that.
with since winning that title, and oh my god, they lit it up.
And
Like,
Gresham has gotten. I mean, he has gotten a
And he
little more
has gotten better.
interesting. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely gotten a little better in that regard. But the man can put on a clinic. I will never
He
take that away from him. Like he can just, he can fucking roll.
So after the dust settles in that ROH Unification Championship match, and Jonathan Gresham comes out with both titles, out comes our boy Jay Lethal.
Oh,
I
Jay.
am so happy that Tony Khan is giving Jay Lethal the push that he deserves right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Oh, Jay.
It's about goddamn time,
Fuck
and
yeah.
for him to come out and turn, but also have Sanjay Dutt as his fucking manager now is even better. Like, Jay Lethal as a babyface is good, but Jay Lethal as a heel is
Oh no,
fucking
as a
amazing.
heel is fucking top notch. Like yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're right. You're absolutely right. He's fine as a heel, but as a face, but as a heel,
As
oh
a
my
heel,
God.
that's where he definitely shines.
Yes. So
I mean, he's no MJF, but
never. Don't ever insult MJF again.
he's a damn good heel.
He's a decent heel. MJF is a heel god.
Well, yeah, that's why I said Jay is damn good. You know, there are levels to this shit.
No, please tell us, how do you really feel, Brucey?
But yeah, I loved all that. Loved it.
And then after we get the beatdown from Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal of Jonathan Gresham and Bandito,
Mm-hmm.
I heard some very familiar music hit.
Right?
And I seen some fire come up on the screen. I knew that shit wasn't Kane.
No.
Samoa Joe makes his arrival to ROH/AEW, and his contract, and they said it on Dynamite, he is signed to
Both.
Ring of Honor and AEW. I guess you could say he's the first official signee to ROH.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, he's the first one that's ever been announced to the ROH roster.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
And even if he isn't, I don't care. Joe.
Yes.
Joe. Oh my God. And he actually looked good. Like he lost some belly. He had some muscle tone to him for Joe. You know,
Again, someone who hasn't been in the ring in a while, but did not show ring rust.
not at all.
Just saying.
I mean, think about
on
it.
Wednesday night.
But that's what I mean. Think about
Just
how long was
saying.
he out of a ring before that NXT title match with the artist formerly known as Karrion Kross? It was forever. And he walked in like nothing, like he'd never missed a beat. Never.
Yep.
Then go to this week where he walks in and takes on Max Caster, and I'm just like, Max, pay your life insurance premiums, bro, because Joe is going to kill you. And he walked in,
Bye.
and it looked like he had
See you later,
never
bye.
missed a minute. Period. I gotta be honest. I was more excited for Joe than I was for Cody. I'm sorry, guys. You can call me what you want for it, but everybody kind of, I know it went back and forth, but everybody kind of figured Cody was showing up. Everybody kind of figured this was going to happen.
I tried to keep kayfabe alive.
When did
He
anybody?
tried.
When did anybody get the notion that Samoa Joe was going to show up at the end of Supercard and then debut on Dynamite?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be CM Punk. I thought it was going to be Punk that came out, or Brian.
I figured because the last pay-per-view they did the CM Punk ROH entrance with the AFI and the gym shorts and the track suit, or the track jacket. So I thought maybe he would show up at the end, but I did not expect Joe. So when that music hit and you see him coming down, towel over and everything, like in full gear, I'm like, oh. Total Flanders reaction. Just
I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
Like that got me more. That made me mark the fuck out. And his match was beautiful. And now, Joe versus Suzuki for a title.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
For the
be amazing.
ROH television title.
Mm-hmm.
I need a minute. I can't. I'm on overload. This is.
I can't even decide who I want to win that one. Like, it's just, I'm gonna be the winner. It's gonna be a great fucking match.
We will win because they will fight.
Be the fan.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be
we
crazy.
talked about dream matches from WrestleMania. This is a dream match.
No. Do you want to know the best dream match that has hit our television screens this year so far and will probably be match of the year? And if
You're
it
welcome
is
for the
not,
segue.
I will burn this fucking wrestling world to the ground. FTR versus the Briscoes from first bell to last bell was fucking pure wrestling magic and gold. You couldn't do it better anywhere else. ROH and AEW will continue to have the best tag team wrestling ever.
Hands down.
Out there.
Ever, hands down.
Out there.
Those two
hands down.
teams put everything into
They left
that
everything
match.
in that ring. They left everything
Was
in that
anybody-
ring. And it
Was
was
anybody
it was
not
stiff on
bleeding
both
by the time it was
sides, too.
over?
Oh, fuck no, man.
They were all bleeding, and it was
Everybody was
fucking
bleeding.
pure magic.
There was
It
a
was
point in the match where
brilliant.
everybody was almost counted out and they crawled in the ring and they're barely back on their feet. And they're just like, fuck it, let's go. I was like,
Bro, when what's his name? Mustache. Oh my god, I'm blanking.
Dax.
Dax, thank
Dax?
you. When he went through the table and you could hear the doc being like, "Can you feel your arms and legs?" And he was like, "I want to finish the match." I was like, "Bro, you
Yeah,
didn't
he
answer
didn't
the
say
question.
anything. He just
You
said,
didn't
I'm
answer
gonna
the
finish
question.
this match.
You didn't fucking answer the question, my man. Like,
Yeah. Can
Sir.
you move?
sir,
No, Peter, nobody's seen a tag team match like that in a good
No,
like
oh
that
my
good in a
God.
while.
I think
Honestly.
the last match that was that good was FTR versus the Bucks.
And then we had that again.
Yeah. And
I
I
mean, that
haven't
was
watched
good.
it yet.
FTR
it was
puts on a damn good match. You get FTR is like
The best tag team ever.
yes, you can give them like a shitty tag team to go up against, and they will make that match gold.
They will tear the house down with
Like, they will
Chaos
make it
Theory.
Fucking amazing, man.
Like
They are
Serpentico and Luther, they will tear the house down with FTR.
they are the perfect example that old school wrestling can still mix with the new school high flying wrestling
Yeah,
and make
absolutely.
an amazing match.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, if you didn't see
1000%.
it against the Briscoes, look at the match with the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
That match with the freaking the Briscoes match was oh my
And
god.
like I said, it was stiff on both sides, but it was so good because of that. Like
They
nobody,
used their story on Twitter in that match. They took the anger from those promos and they put it
And they
into
put it
that
into it.
25
So
30
good.
minute match, and
So
it was
good.
Just like with the first Bucks match, you know, those two had been beefing on Twitter and social media for years, and then when they got in the ring, it showed, and that's exactly what happened with the Briscoes. And I mean, the few days were just perfect. I love that we had this banger match with the Briscoes, FTR win the titles, and then raise the stakes in Bucks versus FTR too, because now we've got two sets of tag titles on the line
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. And those two teams fought like there were two sets of titles on the line. It was amazing. It was amazing. It's like getting a portion of WrestleMania on free TV.
You
Night
give
one,
FTR, you give
Briscoes. Night
FTR,
two, Bucks.
you give FTR polka dots, and they make it into gold, man.
yes,
Honestly.
they can make any tag team look amazing, and that's why
They
they
can.
are the best tag team out there right now. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I'm an
They
Usos
are.
fan, but they don't even touch the fucking
No,
revival.
no.
No, I love the Usos. I love the New Day. I love a lot of tag teams, but FTR right
But
now.
FTR is gold. They're platinum. Are you kidding me?
I'm just
As
wondering
the
how many
sheik would say,
different.
they're sheiky class, baby. They're sheiky class.
They really
They
are.
are going to go on a run bigger than the Dudleys had when in tag team. Because I mean, you stop and think about it. The Dudleys held the tag team titles, held the old school tag team titles in WWE, held the
Mhm.
new school ones when they were there in WWE.
Yep.
They've won the TNA tag titles. They've won the ROH tag titles. They've won New Japan Junior tag titles. They've won New Japan tag titles. They've won AAA titles.
Mhm. At one point,
ROH
in
is
Impact,
gonna
they had like 3 sets of titles at the same time. They had like TNA, ROH, and New Japan all at once.
FTR is hot on their heels. They've held the Raw tag titles, the NXT tag titles, the
Yep,
SmackDown tag titles, the
Yep.
AEW tag titles, the AAA
And they got
tag
AAA
titles,
and
and now the ROH
ROH.
tag titles. They're
These
on
two,
their way.
they operate like such a clean machine. It's incredible to watch them. It's
God.
it's they're amazing. They truly
they-
are the absolute fucking best.
Can they go to Impact and take out the Good Brothers and bring those titles with them too?
That would be fucking amazing.
I would love that. I mean, I know I'm being greedy now because we just had 4 or 5 days with 2
The
dream matches,
Briscoes, the Briscoes are going to take the titles from them because they're working with Impact right now. While I guess
Yeah.
TK works everything out to
I'm
get
just
them
saying
over there.
it would be beautiful to see. That's all I'm saying.
That match would be great too. Oh my god.
Well, since we're winding down to the end of this show, there's one more teeny tiny segment that we can talk about now, and we touched on briefly. Is
Right.
how amazing is Wheeler fucking Yuta? The
Oh.
match he just had with Jon Moxley. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. That match that he had on Rampage against Jon Moxley was better than anything on WrestleMania. Y'all can fucking fight me.
I'm not fighting you, bro. I am not fighting you for that one because it is damn true.
It's hard to argue. It's just like that's why I said it flat out before I came in here. I even put it in the description. Like Wheeler Yuta, you are beyond a shadow of a doubt my pro wrestler of the week. Jesus,
Yes.
you come in, you win the pure title. A few days later, you have a banger match with Brian Danielson. Then you turn around on Rampage, and this match with Mox. Jesus fucking Christ! Like
Bro,
I know he
that was
said he
not a
wasn't
match.
afraid of him.
That was not a match. That was a
That was
straight
a
up
war.
brawl.
That
That
was
was
a
a
war.
brawl and a barn burner, and they fucking tore it down. Oh my
From
god.
the jump, I love that he told Mark Henry in the world, "I'm not afraid of you." And then as Mox is coming out to the ring, he just dives on him
He
and
just
starts
took
beating
his
his
like
ass.
fuck out.
Yeah.
And literally, like, just donning a crimson mask, looking at Mox, going, "Come on."
Mm-hmm.
Just
Paradigm
the
shift.
hands, the face,
Checks
everything
out.
just covered.
How many people have kicked out of the paradigm shift in AEW?
Bro.
Wheeler
No.
Yuta.
I can't wait to see the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Best Friends as soon as Orange Cassidy gets better.
Yeah.
Because you'll have Trent and Chuck and Orange versus BPCC, Wheeler Yuta, Brian,
Mox
and Mox.
I had said in the thread, and I'll say it here. I just want to take a moment to appreciate how well-rounded the Blackpool Club is, because Bryan Danielson is like a submission technician specialist. You have Wheeler Yuta, who can like fly so incredibly amazingly, and you have the king of fucking violence in AEW going on right now. Like, it's amazing, and putting them all together into that with Regal at the head of it, who has done everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Thank you, Tony.
But you're nailing it there. Like, the thing about the Combat Club is they can do everything. Like, Bryan Danielson can do it all. Jon Moxley can pretty much do it all. Wheeler Yuta, if you watch the Pure match, if you watched his matches on Dynamite and Rampage, can do it all.
They gotta bring Deeb in.
Danielson has had to modify his style because of his injuries, and the man can
still do it.
Dominate.
Mm-hmm.
Serena Deeb will round that group out perfectly.
Yeah, she fucking would.
That.
Oh my god, yeah.
And you know, you got Chris Statlander with the Best Friends too, so.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, like, if you're gonna work with young talent, you're gonna need like a woman who can, you know, be that Mox Bryan type, and then you're gonna need a protege. So you're gonna need like Deeb, and then you're gonna need somebody that's just younger, maybe like a level down. Say, just for instance, like Ty Conti. Like teacher, student.
Can't roll with them. That bitch can't roll with them.
I'd say Anna Jay.
That bitch really can't roll with them. She can't even wrestle.
They're gonna she gonna learn today.
Well,
or even Jade, because Brian's already working with her.
If
doesn't
there was
fit.
anyone to be the mentee, it would be Layla Hirsch.
I mean, it's better than
her
Anna.
though. They could fucking elevate her though, because
It's
she
better
can
than Anna.
wrestle. She can wrestle. She's like
she's like Red Velvet to me. Like no.
the tiny
on a
Eastern
different
European
level
version of
for
Red
me.
Velvet.
She's on a different
Just
level
no.
for Red.
I mean, Layla can wrestle,
Hirsch,
but just no.
Layla Hirsch looks like she's Taz's long lost daughter from Russia. Like he had a one night stand in somewhere in like Moscow.
WWE tour.
Yeah, like on a WWE International tour. I mean, she's tan. She's this tall. She's built. She does all these suplexes and arm bars. She's like Taz's long lost daughter. So put her in Team Taz.
I think if she went to Blackpool, she could be elevated on so many levels, because all those guys put a mic in all their fucking hands and give them 30 seconds and they will cut one of the best fucking promos. Put them in the ring with anybody. Put them in the ring with someone who's spectacular, or put them in the ring with a total fucking turd, and they'll still give you a golden fucking match. Tell them to submit somebody. Tell them to fly. Tell them to beat the shit out of anybody. They'll fucking do it. And I think if they put her in there as like a mentee to someone like Deebs, for example, if Deebs were put in there, fucking elevate Hirsch.
I hear you.
And they could definitely polish that turd up.
That's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just it's so nice because from the minute Wheeler Yuta debuted on Dynamite, I think we were doing a live watch along. It was at least me and Grandma, and I was like, "Oh, you got to see this dude. This guy has fucking."
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they brought him out, and they're saying he's the protege of a potato and all this shit. I'm like, no, don't do that to Wheeler. And now we're seeing the real Wheeler Yuta.
That is still the protege of a potato.
But he never was.
No, they're the ones that trained him.
Nah,
him and an orange trained him. Yeah.
Taka Michinoku trained him.
No.
And you see that in his style. You really do. His style has nothing to do with fucking potatoes and oranges or anything in the produce section. It doesn't. His shit is hardware, not produce. It's flat out. Now you're seeing the absolutely real Wheeler Yuta, and I'm loving it. I mean, not one, but two paradigm shifts. He kicked out of both. I don't think anyone has an AEW. He did it twice.
Well, with all of those great factoids and that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to bring this wonderful show to an end. So with that being said, I rhymed that. You like that? You like that? I'm going to give you a rundown of our social fucking medias. Yes, our social fucking medias. You can find us 2 places on Facebook with the same name, and that is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. That one is our group. You can find it there. Hell yeah, Yuta's gonna be a star, Cadrian.
Yeah.
You can go to our group, do our forums, do our threads, do our buy-ins, win titles, have fun, and just talk shit about wrestling. And then you can go to our page, and on that page you can find our info, stuff for the show, clips from the show, stuff about what's coming up for the shows. And then you can also go on the Twitter machine, and you can find us there at Top Rope WT. That fucking Twitter is a whole goddamn that shit's a hot mess, but it never stops. Our Twitter never stops. It's no, it doesn't. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to Instagram and find our PWI award-winning Instagram handle. And that handle that won such an award. Look, Wendy's so excited she's got to tighten her hood because she can't stand the excitement no more. See? It's at top_rope_wrestling_talk. And you can go on there and hit up the gram and check us out there. Hey, Grandma.
Yeah.
Can you tell the world where they can listen to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these weeks I wanted to say no.
No.
Not today.
No,
today.
no. Lemon pledge. No lemon pledge. Find some. You can find us on anchor.fm. That's sir.
Sorry, my
Sir.
bad.
I'm
COVID.
trying not to
Continue.
laugh at what you said, and he's over here coughing.
You can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. And from there, you can find us wherever podcasts are freely distributed. So you can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. You can find us on iHeartRadio. And wherever else podcasts are not sold, but just distributed for free. And then from there, you can Dom, take it away with the merch. Decide what you want.
And of course, if you're watching this after the fact or listening to this after the fact on the many podcast platforms, get involved with the show. Come to TRWT parentheses a Fox Den John. Subscribe. You will see usually weekly, reminders before the episode that we're going to be on live. You'll get notified. Come join us. Come throw your thoughts in. Throw your questions in. Have a good time with us. If you want to get some merch, it's simple. Go to trwtmerch.threadless.com. You're going to see all our logos, the TRWT3, the Elite logo, the Major League logo, and I'm adding a few more. Should be having a sale coming up. When I get more info on that, I will pass it along probably next week. They did some weird thing where they were like, there's a sale coming. Psych. So if they change their mind, I'll come back and I'll let y'all know. But otherwise, we have a ton of options to choose from, ton of styles, just merch upon merch upon merch. International shipping is a thing. I know we have fans worldwide, and we love you for it. So get out there, go to trwtmerch.threadless.com, order your stuff, and represent your favorite podcast wherever you are.
Yeah, say word, son.
Do it.
Word.
To your moms.
Hey, Grandma,
Yeah.
you know what to do.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Dom,
Enjoy wrestling, and Wheeler Yuta is a god.
he's not better than MJF, but yes.
Yet.
Deuces, bitches. Not even close. Ever.
Yet.
Ever.
Yet.
Deuces.
Bye, guys.